Guess who's been buying stuff that doesn't quite work again? Thought we'd have a go to workshop Wednesday. Right, so basically this will replace that. I might do something with that, but this is kind of similar idea. Basically, I bought this off a mate. It is a front weight carrier that's supposed to go on the 3-point linkage on the front of the Massey, and will take the weights off Smurf. Hang on. Them ones. So I've been it's been in my van for nearly a week, and I've been kind of head scratching with it. I've finally got it out the van because that was quite heavy in the back of the van. Doing some weighing up. That will take the full set off the Ford plus 4 more, which will get me up to bordering on about 800 kilos as she sits without it, about 700 kilos, so sounds about right. But this has been a bit of a pain in the butt for the simple reason I need the Massey up here really to get the true measurements, obviously, if it'll fit. Massey is about half an hour down the road, and the only thing that I can really take measurements off is, instead of the Massey, is the topper, which is also half an hour down the road, roughly. Well, 20 minutes. So, but I've been down, taken a load of measurements and done a lot of head scratching and found issues. There's a few things I want to do with this. Obviously, as you can see, it needs a coat of paint. Definitely. The other thing I found is... Oh, hey. I'll get rid of that so we get the true picture. The distance between here and here for the link arms is too big. Not by much, but by enough. So I'm going to have to, I've been doing some head scratching, and I think the best course of action is cut this plate off, cut out here, and then step this in. Looking at it, don't need to take anything out of here, because the trouble is, because the link arm comes up like that, you've got to be careful you don't run out of room sort of here. I haven't tried turning them round and measuring them again, but I think we'll go too much the other way. So I think that's what we're going to do. And plus, if I swap these round, I'll have to notch these out, which will then make that a potential weak spot. So that's one thing I need to do, step them in. Other issue is, I've been looking at this. I'm tempted to cut this down, just so it doesn't stick up as tall, but also relocate those so they stick up, because otherwise I'm going to need quite a short top link, I think. So there's that as a potential something to do. And then my final point is, because we've got electrics on the front of the Massey, I don't know what plugs into what, but I was thinking of putting at least marker lights on the edge of this, and probably LED warning flashes. So I've actually been to try and get them today. I've been to 2 different dealerships and they don't have anything, which is really helpful. So first port of call, I think, has to be to relocate these back into there. I've got the measurements on my phone, so I'm going to do a bit of measuring and see where we need to be. Right, so we've done some measurements and some head scratching, and basically it's really not that much. I need to cut this and bring it in either side 35 millimeters, 3.5 centimeters. And I've got somebody trying to call me who I don't want to speak to. There we go, he shall never ring me again. It's not a customer, it is just, what's the name? Spam. So, just need to figure out how to deconstruct this now. So, this is going to be some fun, because it's all been stitched in, so it wasn't designed to come apart. So what we're going to do, cut up there, across there. That's going to be a fun one to cut, because we need to take it off that plate, and then across there, and then hopefully we can move it, take a 3.5 centimetre chunk out of there. We'll have to cut a square off there, so that, like I said, when I come in with the link arms, it's got somewhere to go. Right, start making some cuts. Right, so we've got one side, it's just cut. We've not even started tacking, because we still need to do quite a bit of grinding. Obviously I want to V these out so we can get a good full penetration weld, so it's got this good and strong. Because bear in mind, this has potential to get this weight block up to maybe a ton. So of course I want to make sure all this is as strong as it possibly can be. You know, it's been made very well and very strong to start with. It's just I need to get it to fit on my tractor. So quite simply, all we've done is cut that down either side and along the bottom, and then we've cut out that section, which should be, after all my measurements and head scratching, assuming I've got everything right, which I probably haven't, that should be, there we are. Well, it comes in at 3 centimetres, 30mm, but by the time you take what's been cut out, cut the actual angle grinder, we are at about 35mm. So left that on. So what we'll do, obviously we'll grind all that. So we've got a bit of a gap there, but we can fill that in quite nicely with the welder. We still will put a V on the back there, so we can get a good strong weld down into this material. Same here, we'll V it all out, take that little bit of, focus on the right bit, that little bit of a weld off there, and V that in. So, you know, despite the fact that we're working in what a lot of sort of 6 to 10mm steel plate, we'll actually get it down so our first pass of the weld will literally be only a couple of mil. So that way, when we build it all back with several passes, we'll have a weld bead that is the full thickness of the steel. So theoretically, it reduces the risk of that being a failure point. So we've put the initial cut across the top. We're now going to cut that out, and we can get the other side done. Right, let's see if we've cut this one enough. Of course, we can't just quite get that last little corner of the angle grinder, but that's that cut off. So now we need to cut on that line. Right, so we've got it all ground up. That side's sort of in position, ready to be tacked in. I'll just show you on the other side what I've done. So you can see it on there, because obviously this is the back edge. We've just put a chamfer on there, so we can build that up with weld, and we've done the same on here. If you'll focus on the steelwork, there we go, all around there. So you can see what we've reduced that to. Reduce it to roughly about 1.5mm something like, obviously it's a bit thicker there, but it's still got the chamfer on it. This is so when we start welding, instead of just welding that bit of it, we can get the rod right down there and we can burn right into that and build it back up so that we'll have a weld that is the full thickness of the steel, theoretically giving us the full strength, so it'll be nice and strong when it goes back together. So just take that one off, put that in position, so you can see there now we've got a gap there, quite a substantial gap there, and the same focus here that we can run a very good, solid, strong bead of welding to. So just using these magnets, my wife actually got me these, but I've got a selection of these because they'll just hold that in position there until it's tacked. As soon as it's tacked into place in several points, we can then take them out of the way and we can start proper seam welding and getting everything boxed up. Because the way this is built, we can do, I think, all the welds sort of straight down. We've not got to try and do any sort of down end welds or sort of underneath or funny angles, which again will help in ensuring that we've got good strong welds round all the what's the names. First pass, no, I think I'm going to try and keep the heat up. We'll get a real good bit of heat into this and really sort of try and melt all that metal together, hopefully. So, I mean, it doesn't look too untidy. So, right, break the welder out. So we've got the first pass done on it. As you can see, we haven't actually contacted that yet. We're going to have to just keep building that up until it makes contact, but we should have a good thick bead there at the bottom that we can then run through. That is the first pass, and again same down here, bit of a gap, but we've got a starting point. Now we all know with arc welding you've got to get your chipping hammer out, or at least that's what you're supposed to do. I've actually found that this is a lot easier way. Angle grinder with a wire tip on it. Work, he says. Right, so I'm happy with this for the end of the day. There is a lot more bits I need to do to this, but I have been told that end of the week we're starting something and won't initially hopefully need this for, but as it goes on, it might be pressed into service and probably aren't going to have any more time to work on it until it is needed. So we have done the important things. We have altered them, brought them back now. They can't really fault that welding if you don't look hard enough. So giving it a quick clean off as well. I'm just giving it a quick coat of black paint so it looks half tidy. So that's it really for a starting point. If we get a chance to work on it more, I will work on it more, but it looks a bit different than when we started, and that's the main point. So that's it for this one. Don't forget to give it a grubby thumbs up. Don't forget to go have a look at the shop if you haven't already subscribed. Hit that subscription button. Don't forget to ring the bell, then you get a notification when the videos are going up. And don't forget to say hello if you want to say hello down in the comment sections down below. So I've still got a load of crap to pack up, but that is me done hopefully for the day. So don't forget to look after yourselves and don't forget to look after each other, and we'll see you at the weekend, which could be a bit of a special one. Take care until then.